Welcome back to the Anatomy of a Screenplay. If you've been following along, you know that in our previous episodes, we've covered the framework, structure, and the all-important hook. Today, we're taking a step back to one of the most crucial parts of the writing process, concept creation. Whether you're just starting out or already working on your next great idea, conceptualization is key to writing a strong screenplay. Before you dive into the actual writing, it's important to develop a compelling concept that lays the foundation for everything else. The first step in concept creation? Brainstorming. It's the most fun part and the most critical. Think of it as letting your imagination run wild without judgment or limitations. Ask yourself thought-provoking questions to get the creative juices flowing. Like, if you had superpowers, what would you do? If you could go back in time, where would you go? If you were a character in your favorite movie, what would you do differently? These questions can spark unique, exciting ideas that you can mold into fully formed stories. The more outrageous or out-of-the-box your answers are, the better. When you brainstorm, the goal is to dig deep and uncover the hidden gems of your imagination. Now, let's get a little more specific. Start thinking about the types of stories you'd like to see. Ask yourself, where do these stories take place? What's the main problem or conflict that needs to be solved? By answering these questions, you start to shape the core of your concept. For example, maybe you want to tell a story about a futuristic society struggling to survive a new climate catastrophe. Or maybe you want to create a small, intimate drama about family secrets slowly being unraveled. When you think about the stories you want to see, you're setting the stage for what's to come. The setting, the stakes, the emotions, it all starts here. Next up, genre. Choosing the right genre will not only give your story direction, but also influence its tone, style, and the audience it attracts. Ask yourself, do you want to write a tense thriller, an epic fantasy, a heartfelt romance, or a laugh-out-loud comedy? The genre of your screenplay will affect everything: how the story is told, how the characters behave, and even the pacing of the plot. And don't feel like you have to stay boxed into one genre. Sometimes the most exciting stories cross boundaries. Think of action comedies or romantic sci-fi. Once you have a rough concept and a genre, it's time to start thinking about your characters. After all, they're the heart and soul of your story. Who are they? What's unique about them? What are their desires and fears? What makes them tick? Remember, your characters should feel real and dynamic. They should have flaws, goals, and obstacles they need to overcome. The stronger your characters, the more invested your audience will be in the story. Now, the one question every screenwriter needs to ask early on: who is your movie for? Knowing your audience is crucial because it shapes the tone, content, and marketability of your film. As you think about your concept, are you writing for young adults? Is this a family film? Is it a gritty drama aimed at mature audiences? Understanding your audience can help you refine your concept to ensure it resonates with the people you want to reach. Now let's talk about something else every filmmaker has to consider: budget. No matter how epic your story is, you have to think about how much will it cost to make my movie. Is your concept realistic on a small budget? Does it require expensive special effects or large locations? If you're writing your first screenplay, think about keeping things simple. Start small, and as your career progresses, you can write bigger, more ambitious scripts. But for now, ask yourself if your idea can be made within a reasonable budget. A great exercise to help you organize your thoughts is to create a worksheet for your concept. You can do this easily in Excel or Word. Break your worksheet into the following categories: movie genre, characters, where the story takes place, audience, basic story type, personal interest, what excites you about this story, basic story idea, and budget. Start by giving your project a title. This gives your concept a clear focus and identity right from the start. Then fill out each section. This will give you a roadmap to follow as you flesh out your screenplay. Plus, you'll have a much easier time pitching your story if you have everything neatly organized in one place. Remember, writing a screenplay is challenging. As a screenwriter, you have to deal with page count requirements, a show, don't tell style, and creating realistic dialogue for multidimensional characters. But the more prepared you are during the conceptualization phase, the easier it'll be to structure your story, get to know your characters, and map out each beat that'll bring your screenplay to life. Concept creation sets the foundation for everything that follows. The stronger your concept, the smoother your writing process will be, and the better chance you'll have of turning your idea into a finished film. And that's a wrap on today's episode of The Anatomy of a Screenplay. I hope you're feeling inspired to brainstorm, ask yourself the right questions, and get those amazing ideas down on paper. Concept creation is where it all starts, and it's also one of the most exciting parts of the process. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more screenwriting tips and deep dives. Now go out there and create something awesome. I can't wait to see what you come up with.